I'm very happy today to welcome Tom, that we actually know we've known each other for quite a long time from a previous life, but today we're here to talk about Klippa. So Tom, you've joined Klippa. It's an automated document processing solutions, obviously with some AI involved. So we are eager to know more about this. We have half an hour together. I will obviously leave the mic to you to present yourself first and maybe a word quickly about Klippa before we dive into a product demo for the main part of this half hour. And we'll end with some Q&A. Some people have some questions, so we'll take the most interesting questions at the end so that we don't interrupt your flow to demo Klippa. Just a word on the audience. So the audience, you have people from Allegria, so employees of Allegria. You also have freelancers who work with Allegria. You also have students who joined one of the programs of Allegria. So if you have a mix of people, but you can assume that everybody has a technical sort of understanding. Not everybody is a programmer, definitely not. We are in the no-code space here, but everybody is knowledgeable about the web in general and a bit APIs and stuff like this. So you can assume this. And without further ado, let's start with the presentation. So Tom, can you tell us a bit who you are and what you do at Klippa and what Klippa does?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, thank you very much for having me again, Lucien, here. So my name is Tom. I'm a head of partnerships at Klippa. That means I'm always on the lookout for either technology partners, generally in the process automation space, as Klippa is an intelligent document processing tool. So always on the lookout for partners such as RPA platforms, low-code, no-code, application development platforms, iPaaS platforms. But other than that, also implementation partners that can actually talk to the business, they understand the business, and they are able to implement our solutions. Personally, I've got a background in the no-code space. That is how I already met Lucien and Francis a while ago. And I think I did a similar session for a no-code application development platform back then. And because of my background, I do understand the audience quite well. And I think our solution could be a really nice addition on top of the technology stack that a lot of your users are already using, such as a Bubble, for example, a Make or an EDI. And it happens to be that we're already within their marketplaces as well. So there's a lot of synergy going on. Without further ado, I'll just start sharing my screen. I've got a presentation, and then I'll dive into the demo because I think that is most interesting for everyone over here.
Yeah, I'm just jotting down the names you gave so people know what you were talking about. You mentioned Bubble, Make, and Eden AI.
Correct. And I've also got a slide.
All right. Yeah, you can share your screen. Yeah, I'll remove my screen. You can add yours.
Perfect. All right. Does everyone see my screen, Lucien?
Now they should. Yeah.
All right. Do you see the intro slide?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, like I mentioned, my name is Tom, and I'm the head of partnerships at Klippa. So, pretty much, why are we here today? And why does Klippa exist, and how did we get to meet Allegria? We've only got about half an hour, so let me set a quick timer on that as well to keep an eye on how much time we have left. 23. All right. So we are an IDP platform. It stands for Intelligent Document Processing. We've only got about 23 minutes is left in total, so I'm not going to pick all the individual topics we have, but at least what we see today is a demand for real-time document processing, as in people are expecting instant gratification at everything they do. For the applications they build, everything needs to be pretty much real-time, spot on. And what we see, and that is interesting for the no-code, low-code space, is we see a heavy demand on the increase of industry-specific applications. And that is where these type of platforms come in place for the differentiation of applications on top of the existing landscape. With industry-specific applications, you also see industry-specific documents happening a lot, which come in a very unstructured way. The challenges we see then is we see a lot of data coming in from various documents, and we see that it's difficult for a lot of, especially multinational companies, to get a multi-region coverage because all those documents are also in different languages. which turns into a lot of manual work because it's difficult to automate, and that also translates into a lack of scalability for whenever you do like a campaign where you get a lot of different types of documents coming in. This is one I get a lot from these kinds of sessions. Who are your competitors? How do you position within the whole intelligent document processing landscape? Just a quick overview. We've got 3 different types of flavors. You've got the really tech-first companies such as Amazon, Google, Microsoft, where people are able to build their own OCR, optical character recognition solutions. You've got the bigger systems out there, been there a long while, well-known, such as Abby and Kovacs. They focus generally on template-based application document extraction. So you need to annotate every single document to get some info from that. And then there's Doc Horizon, which is pretty much an out-of-the-box extraction and parsing from existing templates, but also gives the opportunity to extract information, AI-based, really quickly from new types of documents. I'll show you all of that in a bit. I'm just going to skip this slide. You'll see it in a moment. So who are we? Who is Klippa? We are a Dutch organization. We just hit 100 employees. We've got offices in Groningen, Amsterdam, and a sales office in Hamburg. Germany is actually one of our biggest growth markets because there's still a lot of paper processes going on over there. We've also got a big client base in France already, with some well-known startups and scale-ups which are already using our technology, for example. And then we've got a team in Brașov in Romania as well. Now, we exist for about 8 years. Last year, we were placed number 7 in the Technology Fast 50 in the Netherlands. This year, we were actually on the 22nd place, which is quite impressive, as in being in the Deloitte Fast 50 2 consecutive years. But we process millions and millions and millions of types of documents for a lot of clients. And pretty much our vision, our motto is to make work more meaningful. What that means is nobody wants to do manual labor processing all these individual documents. We want to, make work more meaningful. How we started off? We started off with receipt scanning, actually. Our founder, Jelle Knechting, he was a manager at the company, and his whole desk was littered with receipts for reimbursements or expenses, might be recognizable. Back then, 8 years ago, there were no expense management solutions out there. These days, they pop up everywhere. You might know a couple of them. Back then, there wasn't anything available, so he started to develop something himself. The problem he ran into was that all the IDP platforms, OCR platforms, worked on an annotation basis, as I just said previously. So you needed to annotate every individual receipt, which is, not doable because every receipt is different. It's an unstructured document. He started off with a couple of his friends from the University of Groningen, which already had an AI mastership over there, pretty much before AI was cool. And they developed a model that would recognize the specific fields on a document, such as the total amount, the merchant name. The system, the model would make guesstimations based on the fields it would find in the document, where it is in the document. This has been developed into an actual expense management solution. But in the meanwhile, a lot of clients came to us and they asked, hey, what is this OCR technology that you use to, get this information from the invoices? And can we use it as well? And back then they said, well, this is actually our own IP. And then they had the light bulb moment. They thought, oh, we might actually have something on our hands. So besides receipts, they started adding other documents, such as invoices, such as identity documents, and a whole bunch of other documents pre-trained, ready to use, without the need to train anything. This has developed into a solution, actually a platform, which is the Doc Horizon platform, as we call it. So in a nutshell, how that works from an end user perspective, we have developed a platform and an API where you can send any type of document to in various ways. That can be via an email connection, and we could extract the attachment from the email. It could be a manual upload or a bulk upload. You could create a form on your application, which you have developed in your no-code application, for example, where you upload a document in a form, and then you send it to our API. We've got SDKs available for specific documents, which require additional validation, for example, on identity documents, which can integrate into your PWA or in your native application. Doesn't matter what type of image format it is, if it's a PDF, if it's a digital PDF, scanned PDF, JPEG, PNG, etc. We can process them all. What we do once it lands at our platform is we always perform the OCR part, which I'll be showing in a bit. OCR, optical character recognition, means from the image file, we'll always create a raw text file. And with that raw text, it's up to you what you want to do with it. But we don't stop there. What we do is we also do the extraction of the information. So we already extract the information from a document, and we pass that into a structured format, such as JSON, which you can then use in your application, or we convert it into an XML, CSV, whatever you like. What we also do is classification of documents. That means we check what type of document is this. Is this an invoice? Is this a receipt? Is this an identity document? If it is an identity document, is it a passport? Is it a driver's license? Is it an identity card? Then we have various features. The list is quite long, but one of the most interesting one would be anonymization. So you can also black out certain sensitive data, such as a social security number. From there on, we have verification, and that's even broader. Verification can be the fact that we create a hash on every single document. So if you would submit it the second time by accident, we would recognize that document that it has already been submitted. Verification can also be a liveliness verification on an identity document. Verification can also be image forensics capabilities, which we build in to check if someone has photoshopped or altered the document, which could mean that someone has committed fraud on a document. From there on, it goes to you can make use of a human-in-the-loop interface to get 100% accuracy pretty much on a document by having someone to do a second opinion. Or what we see happening a lot with low-code and no-code application and tooling is that people build those interfaces themselves, and then they just connect to our feedback API to make the model better. From there on, you can let it land in your ERP, into your no-code application, or you can just download it. What is good to know, what is not on the slide actually, is that we also delete everything on our side. So we don't store any documents. We just return the values back. As mentioned, we've got a couple of SDKs. This is just one of them for identity verification, which you can use in client onboarding, in KYC processes. It varies. We offer this white label because we know just performing OCR in an identity document generally isn't enough for a lot of use cases, and therefore we create some custom SDKs as well.
Sorry to interrupt. So not only does it analyze the attachment to the photo, but it also checks that the person is the same?
Exactly, correct. Yeah. So a liveness validation is you need to tilt your head, you need to create a selfie, because if you would use an image of yourself and hold that in front, as in that could be a selfie, then you could actually fake it, that you could use someone else's passport. But with the liveness, you check that. And with the NFC chip, we get all the details out of the document directly.
Nice.
This are some of our clients. I'm not going over all of them, just ingest this, and then we'll jump into the demo. Some of you might know a Penny Lane from France, for example, which makes use of our technology. I think an SCNC is one.
Van Move, we have a lot of Van Move in Paris. We see that. Yeah.
Oh, you still have Van Move in Paris? Okay.
Yeah, you're right, but they've closed the shop now.
Exactly. I think we should update this slide now. Yeah. All right. And then we've got a lot of existing partnerships, and these are probably quite familiar for a lot of you. I see that I actually forgot to add Eden AI on this slide as well, French AI iPaaS platform. But generally what we see is that we have a lot of synergy with RPA platforms, because automation stops when you try to create robots once the data becomes unstructured, whereas with our platform, you can create structure into unstructured data. Low-code, no-code platforms are generally good at creating documents, but not so good at ingesting documents. And iPaaS platforms, that is just in general to connect, because we're API first, you can easily connect our API and just start integrating with other systems as well. Then comes the main interesting part. I would say that is a demo. Will be twofolded. So I'll be showing our out-of-the-box templates, which you can start using pretty much straight away without any annotation, show a couple of documents, and then I'll be giving a quick overview of our platform as well before we jump to the Q&A. If I create a new tab, does it switch? I think.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, so what I'm showing now, this is a demo environment because it's difficult to demo an API. So we created a user interface, a GUI for demo purposes to show you what the response is if we would start adding documents to this. In the end user fully depends on the use case of the specific client, how they want to implement their documents. So we've got a lot of models available, which you can start making use out of the box. So we've got a Vanishing Full model. This is for invoices and receipts specifically. We've got an identity model, but we can also scan bank statements, resumes, health insurance cards, payment cards, salary slips, etc. This is just a few. For now, what I'll be showing is the scanning of a document samples, the demo of a receipt, because every OCR provider can pretty much scan invoices. But when it comes to receipts, it already gets a bit more difficult. Just to give you a quick impression on how that would look like. All right, so what I've done now, I've sent in a couple of documents, which are all receipts in this case. And what it has found is a lot of values. So what we got is header items, line items, VAT items. Line items are generally all the individual line items in the document. Header items are the general items you can find in the document. We have recognized this document as a receipt. We found the total amount over here, VAT amount, currency, dates, purchase time, payment methods. This is all extracted from this single receipt. Merchant website, merchant address, merchant street name. And what we do is we create a hash, as I mentioned. In this case, it is true because I've already demoed this document. What it also finds is the VAT items. So it has found somewhere that the VAT is 2.5% on this specific document. And then the individual line items, in this case, it's a single donut with a price and a price per piece and a donut combination code. So this is for only a few line items, but if I would pick a longer one, such as this one, it would find all the individual line items it could spot on the document, including the different VAT rates. So as mentioned, what we always return is a raw text file. So if needed, if there are any fields we can't find, you can still create regexes on this specific document to find that specific information you would like. And then since everyone hopefully is a bit technical oriented in the audience, I can show this, but this is then the JSON we would return if you would scan a specific document. I'm just going to pick a slightly smaller one to make things a bit more. I can't return this. Classic demo time. There we go. So I've got this receipt. Classification receipt, 100% sure that's a receipt, and about 87% sure that it's from the hospitality segment. These confidence scores are only returned on this classification in the demo, but we can return a confidence score pretty much on every single field, so you can still create your own business logic and rules behind that. What you see is that we return the amount on this document in 1110. Why is that? Because we always return it in cents, because we can cover pretty much the whole Latin script. So it doesn't matter if a document is for us in English, in French, in German, or Italian. We can read out those documents, but depending on the country, they might put a dots and commas somewhere different. So we leave that up to the implementation party to do so. Then we find the VAT items and the individual line items, such as a single donut over here, the amount each. If this would be an invoice, we can also check out the SKU, for example, or a order number. And what you can also do is you can send data to our API to match purchase orders, to do like create a two-way matching system for an accounts payable system, for example.
Nice.
And then we've got a whole range of payment methods, and you can all find this later on in the documentation, which I will make available for everyone as well. Interesting is also some quality fields. So we check how blurry a document is, if it's overexposed or underexposed. Why do we do that? So if a document would be of bad quality, you can still return those values as well. All right. Looking at the time, quickly going to show one more module and then dive into a bit deeper into the platform. So I'm going to pick one identity card, which I'll do the same for. Model pre-trained, you can start making use of out of the box. In this case, it recognizes this document as a P, stands for passport, and it returns all the individual fields it could find in this document. And then again, we pass that back into a JSON format. Now, what we have recently launched, that will be our Dockerizing platform. So there was a lot of demand for customization, and we've built a lot of custom projects in the past as a product organization. But as a product organization, you want to set it up modular for everyone to use. So what we have now set up is our Dockerizing platform, where you can extract any type of document from. Just a quick overview. Over here, I've got my organization, I've got my projects.
You need to, switch tabs, I think.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Still need to get used to this. All right, so this is the Dockerizing platform. Quick overview. As a user, you can sign up on this platform, start making use of this straight away, and you always get 25 euros as credits to start making use of. If you would be a partner or a customer, you could have your own organizations with your own projects over here. You can sign up, you can create a billing scheme, you can sign up with your credit card. As a partner, you can also sign up a billing scheme for your customers, for example. Over on the left, you see the services which we have. So we provide a human-in-the-loop interface, flows. So this is our document flow builder. It's a bit like probably similar for a lot of people. It's a low-code, no-code way to start extracting information from different services, which you can then start shooting or converting into different formats, into your make flow or into your bubble application, for example. What I wanted to show you today, which we are most interested in, or most excited about, excuse me, is the prompt builder. And the prompt builder pretty much is the way how we can start extracting information for any type of document, because we connect with LLMs, large language models. People who've been following the AI app are probably getting sick of tired of it, but it's really interesting stuff. What that means is, just like ChatGPT, you can start asking questions to a model. In this case, a bill of lading, which I haven't trained before, haven't seen before. You can start asking questions like, okay, what is the bill of lading number? Or what's the voyage number? What's the waybill? From there on, you can drag a document, bill of lading. And I'm just going to toss this one in.
Okay.
Preview that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. And then, there we go. We already get a response. So it already finds these fields on the document, whereas we haven't trained or annotated anything. So in the past, normally we need like 1,000 examples, get our AI models to start training on this. Mm-hmm. And now we can already start extracting information from scratch. This is JSON. You can just pick this JSON, this API, connect it to your application, and get rolling within, I think this took me maybe 15 minutes to start writing. This is really exciting stuff for us.
What do you mean the difference compared to using the models you showed before? It means that before the model needed to know like it's going to get a passport, or it needed to know the format, whereas this is like more flexible. You can throw anything at it, more or less.
Exactly. So if you want to get information, flat information from a document, such as the fields that I have here, you can extract this from the document and then extract the information, start implementing that into your existing applications. In the past, to get to this result, you would need like 1,000 documents to do that. That is how we started off with. However, with the previous examples I've shown, that has been trained on millions of documents, and we've started adding a lot of additional features into that as well, whereas large language models can extract information, but they wouldn't be able to do matching for a PO number in a structured way, or to do image forensics to see if someone has photoshopped the document, for example. We've got integration set up with databases to check out the Chamber of Commerce number in combination with the address details, for example, to optimize the results you would be getting. So that is the difference between the templates, which you can already start using, or if you've got a new type of document, a unique type of document, then you can start making use of our prompt builder. And then we've got over here the model builder, and with the model builder, that is a bit too extensive now to go into. That would allow you to start training your own models. So you can start using the prompt builder to get like 80%, 90% accuracy. If you want to get to that 99%, you can actually start training your own models, annotate additional documents, connect to a feedback API to make the system smarter, and create your own intellectual property as well on the platform on your specific system. This is what we do in a nutshell. So what we have developed is a low-code/no-code IDP to make it as easy as possible for anyone to pretty much start extracting information from documents to make work more meaningful.
Excellent. Yeah. Thanks.
Is
very much. I assume there's more, of course, to the platform to show, but this is, I think, on like spot on for really making people interested in the tool and want to check more. And yeah, exactly. Oh, you had your slide. That was perfect. I think we have a couple of questions in the chat. A few of them you answered sort of already, but let me just highlight this. We had this one. I think you just answered this one, which is like, I think first part is like, do we need to use different model for different countries? But I think you mentioned that we can pretty much throw anything as long as it's what it's expected, right? I expect a passport can be a passport from any country.
Correct.
I expect an invoice can be an invoice in any country or whatever. And the second part of the question is going to be create our own model. I think you just answered this. It's like, yes, we can, and we can do it right on your platform in a no-code manner, right? It's like
exactly correct.
We just need a decent amount of documents to train model, basically, and annotate that. So we annotate on your platform as well directly.
Yes, so with a model builder, previously we would have to train all the models. We would do that in our office in Romania then. But these days we made it available from our platform for clients to start training their own models as well. So you can kickstart it with a prompt builder, and then from there on start adding additional layers to the document to make it as the accuracy as high as possible.
Got it. And talking about accuracy, we have another question, which is like, does the JSON returns as well a value of like accuracy rate? Like the model is like 80% sure, or is it like a rate per value or like an overall rate, or how does it work?
So when it comes to our pre-trained models, we do give a confidence score back. So I've shown during the demo the confidence score on those first three parts, but we can return values on every individual field. And then on those individual fields, you could say if the accuracy is, or the confidence is 80% sure that this is right, then we return values, but we're 60% right that it might be this value, or 40% right that it is this value. And then you could create triggers on that in your own system or in our system that someone needs to do.
Human in the loop in that case.
Human in the loop, exactly. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, perfect. And one last question, I guess it's an easy one, is this work with Asian languages like Japanese and Korean?
So we are primarily focused on...
That's easier as well, okay.
We are primarily focused on the Latin script. No, it's all right. So that one is a bit of a challenge. However, what we generally do is a workaround. So we send it over to a translating service such as DeepL or Google Translate, and from there on we start extracting the information, because you can still get a lot of valid information from those translations as well, but it's a bit of a workaround.
Got it. Okay, interesting. So thank you for the question, Yves, because that wasn't so obvious. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much, Tom. I think that was an excellent demo, and I'm sure we will have the occasion to use the tool, because it's not every application, but it's like most applications we need to like do these kind of things, and you've gone very far with the platform into what we can do with documents. So that's pretty compelling. So Thanks a lot for the demo. I hope people can. So you mentioned that people can try your tool. They get free credits when they create an account. So
exactly, yeah.
Amazing. And I assume that the pricing is per usage, or do you buy packages of like processing power?
Yeah, so our pricing is available on the platform. We've got a pay-per-use basis, and then it's a price per request on a document.
Got it.
Yeah. And then, but if for larger organizations, if they got hundreds and thousands of documents, then we generally do volume discounts. So if you have more than 100,000 or 1 million documents, then the price will become lower. But you can just start on the platform and start on a pay-per-use basis as well.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Tom. I think that was very comprehensive. And yeah, people can. I love tools that are self-serve. We don't have to ask anyone to try, so it's perfect. Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks for everybody for following along and for your questions. And we'll see you around with a new tool next week. We have another demo. So we're pretty excited to discover new tools like this. And it was a great demo again.
All right. And thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Bye.